8:30.
That's on you.
I know, it's on me.
When your council member comes and asks me how you're doing, I'm telling them he's working.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm on it.
If you can keep a meeting for an hour and a half, under an hour and a half, I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Our meetings have actually been pretty good. Remember how our meetings?
We're
live.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Rodriguez, Chair for the Town of Miami Lakes Youth Activities Task Force. Today is April 17th, 2024. It is our regularly scheduled meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7:07 p.m. If we could have a roll call, please.
Brian Rodriguez.
Here.
Lawrence Acosta.
Here.
Adriana Rivas. Present. Angelica. Here. Leila Comida. Robin Amador. Ariela Vega. Present. Leonardo Lavera. Ana Soto.
Present.
Silver Tribal. Lily Prieto. And Pilar Manis.
Present.
Move on to item 3, public comments. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to say anything? Please just state your name for us and.
Hello, good evening. My name is Sabrina Alonso and I am a freshman from Miami Lakes Educational Center. I live in Miami Lakes and I recently learned about the youth task force and I would actually like to contribute into improving the activities here in the city. And therefore, I would like to be considered to join the task force. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, welcome.
Any more public comments? Seeing none, public comments is now closed. We'll go to item 4, the adoption of minutes. Take a few minutes to read over the Bible that's in front of you, or not Bible, sorry, dictionary that's in front of you.
Oh, you know.
Okay, I'll remember that.
They're very thorough, Brian. Very thorough.
Hey, this is great.
I know she had.
No, it is great.
Amazing job, but I think she did her best, but it's true.
It took me 5 hours.
Oh.
I'll move it, no correction.
I mean,
I'll motion to fix or edit Ariana's name towards the ending of the minutes.
I'll second.
You need to remove.
No, fix it. Or not.
Is Ariana here?
No, because someone announced it. Someone was like, oh.
Oh, got it.
Were
Sorry.
you not here at the last one?
I'm still reading.
I second that.
Brian.
Okay, so then I'll move to adopt the minutes as corrected.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. All right, we'll move on to item 5, order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. Is there anything that anyone wants to add to the agenda, defer to the next meeting, or delete from the agenda? I think it was pretty good coverage. Good?
Yep.
Perfect. Move on to old business, item 6, the Town of Miami Lakes Youth Advocacy Award.
Perfect, thank you, Brian. So we do have an application. Considering it was one applicant, we didn't have to print it, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about her. Both Ernie and I were copied in the email. It's a student named Ashley Boo. Barbara Goldman Senior High School.
The best school.
She's a senior. 5.3 weighted GPA, 987 community service hours. She's involved in a variety of clubs. She attached her resume. She wrote an essay, which is amazing. So I'll make sure that this gets forwarded to committee today or tomorrow. But either way, considering it's only one applicant, I'll move to make Ashley Boo the winner of the 2024 youth advocate.
So we have like.
I said the second? I second.
She's a senior.
She's a silver night, she's a silver night nominee, she's an NHS Key Club, she's in a million things, she's fantabulous. I'm just saying.
She's the only one.
Facts, facts.
There you go.
No, she's amazing,
She's
amazing,
really good.
amazing.
Perfect.
I'll
So
second.
Very deserved, I'm very deserved.
A motion and a second, any discussion?
No.
No discussion, no questions, no?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
So this award is going to be handed.
I was gonna do that after the motion, but yeah, we can
Okay.
talk, we just wanna adopt, no, but we can talk about it now, so. I was thinking, and I wanted to ask the committee today, just considering the special nature, we discussed this when we decided to do the award for this year, of this year's award. I'm gonna ask if the committee is okay with it, that, Ernie reach out to the liaison for the Education Advisory Board. To see if this award can be presented at their award ceremony, which is coming up.
So I
Yes,
spoke
yes.
to, I think I don't know who I spoke to, but someone had brought it up to do it with them. It was probably.
With
someone from
PAB.
PAB. I think it was Mario Pinera.
Yeah, probably.
We're cool with this?
So this is on May, their event is on,
It's
But
on
we
me.
could also, if we want to present it with them, I think we could present it in the council meeting too, so.
that's fine, I just feel like we can do that as well. And this event specifically is really nice because they can bring out their parents and it's a dinner
It's a
and the mayor
23rd,
comes,
May
it's May
23rd.
23rd at the Roberto Alonso Center.
Century.
So the EAB does our award ceremony that night, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Of course.
And Ms. Soto and I are both on the EAB, so we can bring that up at our next meeting
Of course.
to invite her and her parents. And that way our committee can be in attendance as well, and we can present that award,
That'll be fun.
Right.
Oh my God. Call me every day.
What's it called, EAB what?
awards of excellence.
I think presented there and presented at the
You don't
council.
sit at one table, make. fun
So
of
can you maybe,
I'm going to show up, give you a award and I'm leaving.
can you, Ernie,
I should put them in.
even though Soto and I are on the board and we'll bring it up, can you send a formal email to Io, like announcing that the YTF is asking that? And that way it's easier on us at our next EAB meeting, which is next week, Monday or something.
Sure.
And then the only thing EAB has to do, I believe this has a line item. Or if it didn't, we have the funds for it, if we can just order a plaque for her,
Yeah, if it could have the
committee logo.
committee logo and then.
And then just her name and the year, and then
And
you
what
could
you
do
want.
right, it's the,
But do we want a plaque or do we want a trophy, or like a nice little glass trophy?
like
What?
a,
How much money is she getting? I'm sorry. Oh, there's no money in this?
we don't have the budget for it, it's just an award.
We can budget it.
I mean, if we don't have we don't have the budget for a
Should
scholarship.
give a little something.
If we can find a sponsorship, and this is what we discussed at the last meeting, if this committee wants to find a sponsor, Ms. Soto, do you wanna be in charge of that? Of
Really?
finding a
This is something that is discussed.
Right.
We should have a sponsor for this, for that side.
And
We talked about it, that's why we said that a sponsor and no one else
She needs
sponsor.
some money.
But when do you need them sponsored?
By anytime.
Cause Dr. Mai, podiatrist in Miami Lakes, I'm gonna see him next week. I'm gonna see.
Perfect, maybe, even if it's
The
$500
thing is,
or
If he sponsors, then we can put him on
$1,000.
the trophy.
And we can put it toward the student.
Correct.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna.
And that way, that money doesn't even have to come into the committee. I feel like he could just cut a check directly to her.
Okay,
Like, he may not even have to, he can sponsor the scholarship
okay,
and then the.
Yeah,
check
because
goes
it'll have to
to
go
her.
through us and through the
Yeah, so
town.
then it becomes too complicated.
okay.
So it could just be this award presented by whatever the gentleman's business is, if he's interested.
He's a podiatrist.
Podiatrist.
Dr. Mai.
So, and we can invite him to this event.
No, I'm gonna tell you, she's very needy, very needy. I'll tell you the story after the meeting. I don't wanna put that in the minutes, but we're very.
So, yeah, it would be great. I mean, the thing is, I don't think we're allowed to budget town money to give away to scholarships.
Yeah.
So it has to be a
Our
sponsor,
committee, our committee.
any committee,
No, what is
EAB, even our scholarship is through the grant
Through
company.
the grant company.
We only give out the little awards, which is what we can pay for. So,
Thank you.
that would be great,
And you
and
wanna do a plaque or like a little glass trophy?
I'm fine with whatever the committee wants.
You know what I'm talking about, a little
Absolutely.
crystal one?
It's really.
Amazing.
Those are pretty.
Done a really- I like a lot.
So bonito. You guys.
I think that looks nicer than a plaque, doing.
The glass
glass
one.
one.
That's nicer, yeah, those plaques are over.
But we need to put our logo with the colors in them. I know they can put colors into those.
So remember the cost,
I
remember the
know,
cost.
we gotta put our logo on it, it's our.
That's fine, that's fine.
I have
You're doing
another
your
question.
best.
Sorry, would she also be recognized at a town, council meeting as well?
We can do that.
We should.
I think
We
it-
should.
Maybe
I
the
think
June
we should.
meeting,
Yeah.
the June is the second Tuesday of June,
There's one in May.
right, but
It
I
would
don't know,
be
we're gonna
the
have,
This will be a good thing, because it also opens the door to a lot of people who are present at the meeting, going, oh, so the YTF has an award
Yes.
as well.
Yes, you can do it at the
when
main
can you let us know about the gentleman?
By Tuesday of next week.
Okay,
That should be. fine.
That should be fine,
That's
for the
fine, that's
main,
fine.
for the main meeting.
and then we'll put it in for May 14th, if people want to take note of that as well.
And that way, if anybody
the
doesn't give her money at the
Correct.
AAB, at the AAB, of course, maybe somebody else. coming in, but-
Right. So, you know,
So we have a motion and a second, by the way.
all right, can we vote on that real quick?
Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes.
So yeah, so let's do at the May 14th council meeting, and then also on May 23rd at the Awards of Excellence. So maybe at the council meeting, we can present a proclamation or certificate, whatever it is, from the mayor. And then at the award ceremony, we can present
The
our
actual word.
plaque and the money, and then the gentleman could come out if he decides to sponsor. We'll invite him to the dinner as
Or we
well,
could do a big check at the council meeting.
I guess, yes.
We should get a YATF check, a big YATF check.
So yeah, let us know about that, Pilar, that would be really helpful, we wanted to, but you know how it is with us and sponsors and stuff, so.
Oh, no. Like Tuesday, I'll let you guys know for sure.
Thank you.
Very good job, team.
Just remember, if we get the
For the band.
sponsorship, if we do it next year, we have to get a sponsorship next year, and every year we do.
Yeah,
Just letting you know.
It's the first
Right.
time when-
Anything else regarding the advocacy award?
Yes, yes, should we consider leaving it at a particular amount?
The sponsorship or the plaque?
The sponsorship, example, La Niña le dan $500. Next year, are we gonna keep it at 500?
Let's see what he could get.
Let's see what
Ask
he
for,
can get.
let's
Yeah,
ask for 1,000 first.
Yeah.
I'll see what.
Usually those type of little things are like 1,000
Yeah,
for awards like
Five
that.
hundred if he can.
If he can,
Yeah, the EAP ones. are
Whatever he can,
1,000.
Pilar,
1,000.
whatever.
and then after
Whatever-
that, we would base it off of that later on.
Yeah.
And maybe next year we could have multiple sponsors. I
Yeah.
think that.
We can do maybe more than one.
Maybe one, if we know the money beforehand.
Yeah.
So if you, cause I know those things can make these take a long time. And maybe it can help if you speak to Io, cause he's about to place the orders for the EAG ones next week. Io, for the
Oh.
EAB trophies.
Okay.
So maybe it comes out cheaper if she just buys
Oh,
ours as
bundle,
well.
with that.
You know what I mean? Have a
Yeah.
bundle. So
Yeah,
we
I
have
can ask, that shouldn't be a problem.
perfect.
Perfect.
Good
Move
job.
on to
Next year, you're gonna have a
item-
lot of applicants that live in Miami Lakes that are juniors now, that are gonna be seniors next year. I'm just giving you a heads up, so.
Perfect.
We'll move on to item 7, sponsorships. I'm gonna put this on every single agenda. Especially now since we have bike rodeo coming up and Halloween in October. We need sponsorships desperately. Especially for Halloween. Halloween is now our biggest event and one of the biggest, the second largest event in the town. And we need to have as much money as we possibly can for this event. We all know how it is. We have to plan this event without having a budget for this event. So just keep that in mind. We have to plan it without a budget. Because our budget doesn't get accepted literally till the night before.
Correct.
Maybe we can set a date in June, not now, but maybe like at the next meeting, set a date in June when we can all maybe do it like we did last time, because by then school's over, before you all leave for vacation.
To go out,
We can go and start hunting down, like, as if we go to a different shopping center, we can try different, more doctor's offices and stuff like that.
that's really.
I'm willing to do that as soon as
Yeah.
school's out, like I need.
And not even, it's sponsorship for all our events, for
Right now.
spring fling next year. For bike
Can we
rodeo,
put can we put it in the agenda? Well, you said you're gonna put it in the
It's gonna
minutes.
be there.
It's gonna be there.
For the bike rodeo, folks, what we have, in terms of budget is spot on.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
but if we get bike sponsorships.
Well, of course, no, of course, we always welcome that, but yeah, I couldn't agree more with Brian, I think. we
But
should-
right now, we need to focus on Halloween for sponsors.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions on sponsorships? No? All right, spring fling. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so if anyone wants to take the floor and start recapping spring fling, go for it. I have a few comments from myself that I've gotten comments from, but I'll let you guys go first.
Anybody?
Your chair was amazing.
Right.
I mean, I honestly think it's one of the best events we've done so far.
Yeah.
It went really smooth. I mean, the only hiccup I can think of, which I noticed after the fact, on the Facebook residents page, some residents did complain about the start time.
Yes.
That would get some confusion. I mean, the mayor was there, the mayor wanted at 10. I don't remember specifically, like, I went back on the flyer to make sure. I didn't notice on the flyer it said a time.
It did.
Turns out it didn't, but in the event, right, in the description, it said a time, which I don't.
What
you know,
time was it?
Well, technically, our committee,
10:30,
our
and we did
committee
it at-
voted,
We decided at ten.
our committee voted for it to be at 10:30.
30 and the egg hunt started at 10. It was, we started half an hour.
If I'm not mistaken,
Not a
didn't,
minute.
didn't someone say let's do it now?
Yeah, but
Only
beside the point, I mean, look, overall went great, not many parents, I think, complained, we did have the backup eggs, which helped a lot, was we gave out all of them. You know, we called everybody who hasn't gotten eggs, come to the podium, to the pavilion to get, and we gave them all out, and I think, you know, we were able to make amends that way. The only other hiccup, what we know, is the pony company, they always have a flat tire, they showed up super late. You know, we'll look at different vendors for next year.
No, they showed up on time. They didn't get there late, they showed up on time.
No, there was somebody that was
The
the
petting zoo were
the petting zoo were
the
super
pony
late.
rides.
The pony ride petting zoo were late.
The pony, oh.
Remember?
The pony,
Yeah.
the pony rides got there late,
They were
cause
late.
they told me they were gonna be,
Second time.
they told me they were gonna be half an hour late, and I don't know what I was doing, over in the back by the warehouse. No, I'm sorry, a phone call comes in, I'm coming out of the facility, and it's the lady. And that was about a 10-15 minute after the fact call that she said she had a flat. She wasn't kidding, because I saw it with my own eyes. There was a flat in the trailer, but she decided to just go anyway with it, and she made it. So I didn't.
I don't remember that at all. I remember getting an hour late and us having
An
this,
hour late?
yeah, man, and we had this conversation. and they had a
They weren't there at night.
They were not there.
Right.
They weren't there at
They were
night.
not
They
there.
got there late, and then I remember because they set up, since they got there after the fact, they just set up wherever.
Where they
didn't set
wanted,
up
we
where
didn't want them
didn't
to
want
set up. We did not want them.
And last year,
I didn't know this, okay, go ahead.
and last year, they also had a flat tire. I believe
I
that
know
they
that.
had a flat tire.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
it. I'm not saying they're
Yes,
lying.
And they were late last year.
I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying, look, if you get a flat tire 2 years in a row, like, come
Yeah.
on.
And you're late,
And
and you're
you're
late
late.
2 years in a row.
Okay, well, that's good to know, I can go ahead and call Chip, who is in charge of all our events, and I could, you know, see what they could do.
So,
Yeah, that's not
We
fair.
need to use a different.
those were the only two, I would say the only two
Hiccups, yeah.
hiccups. Overall, I think the event was great. You know, the guy with the food trucks, great atmosphere.
It was
Um,
peaceful. There was
Number of
peace.
volunteers,
Yeah.
spot on.
Perfect.
The sponsors were happy. I kept on checking up on them. I'm sure you did as
Yeah,
well.
I think, anybody else, I think the event went well.
Right, smooth.
Registration was good.
No arguing, no.
The ticket system worked.
Yeah, it worked like perfectly.
So ours was your first
Perfectly.
event?
This was the first.
It was our best one.
But everybody,
was so smooth.
I heard comments from people that it was a lot smoother than last year,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
things. The only thing I did hear, quite a bit was that they didn't like, they wanted to know why they needed to pay for the pony rides, for the street
Management.
skating, all that, and that on the flyer, it seemed misleading, which I kind of can understand the way it was worded. So maybe if we can check the Eventbrite flyer before it's posted.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
year.
we already checked out.
They thought it was free. A lot of people were under that impression and then they were like, oh, but I wasn't.
Well,
really-"
here's the problem, they put free event,
Correct. It said free event and
then
then.
you should be putting free egg hunt.
Free egg hunt is what it should say.
Exactly.
Free egg hunt, $5 pony ride, $5. Yeah,
Edit check the Eventbrite.
really
before-
well before we
Yeah.
post.
Yeah,
Really well before. That's the main thing.
that's what it was. It said
Oh.
free event.
I know I wasn't there, but regarding, when it comes to start times, I don't care if they're telling us to start ahead of time. If we posted there's a time to start, we are starting at that time. It's not fair to everyone. It's not fair to the people coming out to the event. Cause people got there at 10:15 because the egg hunt supposedly supposed to start at 10.
What I
I
would
mean-
say is that we did give aside a lot of,
So then if
extra,
we're,
and then a lot of. people
but that's
did
the
get-
problem.
And I
People,
still it
people
doesn't-
aren't there to get egg from a box.
Through the
No, I
chair, just to clarify, I don't think anybody, there was no decision made in the moment of let's start this earlier. It was
Yeah.
more of a,
We thought
in
it
the
was a-
moment, honestly, I did not remember we had ever said 10:30, and when I went to look
Even
at
in
the
the
flyer,
minutes,
it didn't say a time.
I think.
Who would have known that that it
That's
was?
fine, so we
You
just
know what
need
I
to be
mean?
more aware.
Careful with the start time. That's
Yeah.
it.
and
Yeah.
ma-
Just make it at 10, make it at 10, but post it at 10.
Yeah.
At 10 was perfect, at the end, it was perfect.
Yeah.
The timing was great, you had not a lot of people waiting and you had people, but yeah, if they thought it was 10:30, then unfortunately.
That's the problem.
But again, to reiterate on what he was saying, we were 10:30. When did we talk about 10:30? Nobody remembers
The
talking
last one,
about.
we talked about, that's in the minutes, I remember, like, I put 10 and I was like, wait, what, like.
At the end of the day, and I wanted to add to what Haley was saying, the most important factor there was a child or children that came in later, thinking that the egg hunt was at a specific time. They thought they weren't gonna get anything, they did. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
got
And at the end of the day, that lowered the anger of the parent from here
Yeah.
to here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good, you know, so we did, and
And a lot of those people took pictures with the bunny, with the Easter bunny afterwards, that was very helpful.
Lorenzo was.
Amazing, he
Clutch.
stayed extra time,
Clutch.
and that made a difference, the parents that missed the egg hunt, they got to take pictures with the egg, with him, and that
Did
was.
we have any fights at the?
There was no
fights, everything was
Okay.
You know, I attribute all this to your absence, man, I
Kudos-
think that's why it was so.
We probably left like 30 minutes into the
I
event
was
anyway.
there the whole
so it's
time,
okay.
sir, the whole time.
Okay, Niñito, hold on.
No. Oh.
Kudos to Brian, because because of the eggs, I know you had wanted 40,000, that's what we got, and that's, and it was good, everybody
We're
was,
having better.
that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now we know what we need to fix, yeah, that's it.
And a big shout out to Oscar,
He called me, yeah.
awesome, man, that.
People liked it, right?
the
All of
fact
our
that
food
he-
trucks and everything?
Well, not only that, the fact that he provided a free DJ,
Yeah.
the fact that he provided
Oh,
a
wow.
free kids zone. You know, this is at no cost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That was excellent.
Perfect, yeah, that helped out. I also talked to some people that, a few people that were saying that they noticed, they did notice a price difference in what the town was charging, right? What the committee had for these, and they were very happy with, and they weren't happy with the other stuff. So that, I had a few of those conversations, but I said, well, we have one, that's the event, that's the town, through the committee, you're gonna have that type of price, and then you're gonna have something else
right.
extra in case you want to also jump into that, but you don't have to. You don't have to pay for anything.
Correct.
What's free is the egg hunt. No, all the people I spoke to were. So to that I say, because we had talked about maybe next year having Oscar take care of everything so that you don't have to worry about the money and Eventbrite and all that. But I would say we need to verify that if that's gonna happen, we need to maintain the prices low.
That's true, that's true.
Because if they go up, then we're gonna have a problem, right?
Of course.
It's not gonna feel like a town, or the
I
town event, it's gonna feel like maybe a profit type thing.
Exactly. That's not the-
agreed.
A quick side note, the volunteers were great, and she was one of the volunteers. Actually, I remember seeing her there.
Thank you.
Helping and greeting, so, they were fantastic, so all those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I thought-
Yeah, they were great.
It's just a quick thing, super quick, I know you've done anything for Halloween, do you meet with them prior
Yes.
to that day?
Not for the.
Not for
spring.
the-
It all
That's what
depends.
we have that morning.
We've done it for
That morning.
sprinkling before, when we're doing eggs, and we have to package eggs.
Do you think it's worth doing it just cause that morning, since we're all kind of rushed and we're all like trying to get things done and then
Yeah.
showing them additional things, do you think it's worth? meeting with them?
That's not a bad idea, but I'm a firm believer of, you know, giving everybody a heads up as to what they're gonna do
Especially
on
since
that
it's a
day.
big event,
Just
yeah.
something to consider.
Sure, I mean, we like Brian said, we've done it in the
We've
past.
always done it, which is, this is the first year we did it, because the eggs were
Yeah.
already done.
They were already
so
filled.
We didn't need them ahead of time.
Maybe like a quick meeting before or something, just something to consider so that.
That's why you
so
get
they're
them there
not
at 6 a.m.
Kind of lost.
And that's something we-
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, over our plans, right.
Very impressed with them.
I've been there.
They were mostly
You could ask
Barbara
Ariana, we
Bowman
used to get there at
students,
6 a.m.
Yeah,
We had a lot, they were mostly Barbara Bowman students, that's why they were so
Bowman
good, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Yeah.
All right.
I know, they have a great sponsor.
What were you saying about Barbara Goldman?
And most of them were.
That was good.
All right, so,
It's a fun committee to be a part of, it's a fun.
how many council members in there show up?
The vice mayor was there and so was the mayor.
Two.
There was, no.
There was more than two,
What
or-
was it?
I thought it was just two.
I don't remember anyone else. Those were the only ones, the only two I introduced, I think.
No. Perfect, so yeah, we will look into it for next year, if we get more sponsors, obviously we can make the event bigger, but that's money. Anything else on sprinkling before we move on? Cool, next is Halloween. I know it's early, but we need to start planning this as it's our largest event that we have. It used to be smaller than sprinkling, but is now bigger than sprinkling. So we need to start talking about this because we're going into it with no budget. And we need to figure it out. I should have probably put budget beforehand, but we can start planning stuff out and pricing stuff after. Do we wanna keep the same kind of theme that we had last year when it comes to Halloween? I think we were successful last year. With everything that we did.
Sure.
In the model,
Yeah, no, let's continue with the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think the only thing is, we
So
did
let's-
run out of candy very quickly.
We
Like,
need more candy.
like we ran out of
Yeah,
candy
same
in 30
candy.
minutes quickly. We need a lot, we need like triple the amount of candy we order. We need like 5 pallets. I know it sounds like a lot, but when you have that many people there, it's not a lot.
How sorry do you keep those?
You have to also take into consideration, I don't think it's so much the amount of people that are there, I think it's. The child does his or her run,
It comes back.
the U-turn, it does, his or her
But
run
if
again.
if I am being honest, Ernie, we have like half a pallet of candy. Without-
We have a pallet.
Or a pallet.
A pallet and a half.
I think we
I
need
mean,
more,
last year, the candy ran out like an hour 15.
but we're also double the amount of people.
Yeah. So.
So I think we need to look into purchasing more candy. for the
So-
event.
You said 4 pallets? What did you say?
At least 3
He
pallets,
said
extra
someone was
pallet.
putting 4 to 5 pallets.
Yeah, an extra pallet at least, I think.
Yeah, listen, Soto, you have to take into consideration, a child goes,
Yeah.
trick or treat.
And we can't
Take a half
control
full.
when they come in and come out, unless we start charging for everything.
No,
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So we need to, I think we
We need
need
more
to start,
sponsors to donate money for the.
I think we need to start looking for sponsors. We need to purchase more candy. More pumpkins, obviously. Things like that. Maybe have pumpkin sponsors, someone sponsor pumpkins. And I think that's something that we could look into is having a sponsor for every section in the event.
We talked about this in the meeting,
Yeah.
like
That'd
a
be
sponsor for every single, like.
You have a
haunted
sponsor
house,
for the haunted house, the
sponsor.
trick or treating area, the pumpkin.
they can either, you can even have, inside inside the scare zone, the haunted house, you can even have, one section, hey, this is gonna be just an example. The by pediatric scare zone, and that's
Yeah,
something
or
they pay for.
what, for example, Miami Lakes Alamo has done it in the past where they sponsored it, they put a car in front of it.
Sure,
We can put spider webs in the car or whatever.
No, we can't take everything.
Can't touch it.
but we do definitely need, more candy, I think that's.
We also had lighting, and Haley pointed out, because we took
Yeah.
minutes, like, we had the issue with the lighting, so we want more light, more lights.
More lighting,
More
Bear
lights
Check
for-
Drive.
More lights to
We're
it.
fine with lights.
The problem was that the lights we had, I think would have probably been okay,
Town road.
pero town road.
Yeah.
So we need to like maybe verify.
Remember, keep in mind that, I did.
Oh,
I did
and
speak to some-
possibly a thing for the scare zone, one of the lifts. To look over the scare zone, we talked about that last year.
Oh, we wanted a video camera.
Or not video,
some-
that's gonna be too expensive. I'd
Or a
rather
video camera
rent a
or
lift.
for a lift to.
A lift is not
To
expensive.
keep an eye
I
on.
don't think that's necessary.
I don't either.
What's the point of that?
I don't. I really
Was
don't.
it-
Just need to have people in there that aren't scaring watching.
I mean,
We haven't had an issue, but something to think about, because we never know, Officer Amador, remember, my concern, I was one of the ones that definitely brought up the concern, that heaven forbid somebody come in there and wanna do something bad. We don't know what's going on in the haunted house, you know what I mean, there's no.
I mean,
Maybe
like,
the two sides.
I don't know.
For the immediate, having something on top would be beneficial. For the immediate, there's something going on. For something later on, the cameras,
Mhm.
because if somebody claims that something happened inside, you have a camera that
That's
you
why.
go back and look at everything.
It
that
only
occurred.
takes one person to complain.
And I think
oh,
what we
it's
could do is, if we,
I'm
since this
trying
money,
not to-
since this event is tight on money too. Is do how we've done other events and maybe charge for a pumpkin.
I think we did that.
We've done that and it was
Yeah.
very successful with,
we have,
charge $5 a pumpkin.
really?
That's.
So what was he guessing?
It's-
What, to get in?
For the little plaster things, we charge 10. For the little, remember those little plastic eggs? We charge $5 for those little eggs. For one little egg.
Why was that? It was like 2019.
But I think if we charge for pumpkins, they won't go as fast. We can have more control over the pumpkin area. We can buy stickers so they can decorate their pumpkins.
Why don't we just, try and get some.
If we-
sponsorships? That
If
would
we
be-
don't, then we can look into that.
That would be a good.
Wouldn't that be more work if we like charge and make sure and then like registration table?
Registration is only at the pumpkins.
At dark, it's dark.
Dark,
Yeah, yeah, like
We'd have to
And
look into
usually
it.
the people that take on the pumpkins are the ones that come early, like, it's not really.
Well, they take like 5 and run.
The big thing is.
They
the
came
haunted house.
early, get
It's
they get the
okay.
luxury.
Or maybe we do it for free, but you need to have a ticket for it. First come, first served, you get your ticket, you're good.
Well, yeah, that's how we've done it in the past.
Instead of just walking in, grabbing pumpkins and going, you have to have a ticket and.
Guys, remember, and I love the fact that everybody here is all for wanting to make sure that everybody gets something out of the event.
That's,
That's, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It is impossible, and unfortunately, the pumpkins run out, the candies run out, the Easter eggs run out. That's just the way it
It's
is.
life. yeah.
That's just the way it is. You know, it's unfortunate. I get it. We wanna be better. But let's be truthful here with one another. You know, we can't. It's just, it's very, very difficult for something like that to happen.
So can we start looking into reserving light effects?
Done,
I
Ken.
know, making sure.
Are we gonna have
Okay, and
like
everything-
screen with like the Halloween clips, cause we didn't have it last year, but we had. Are we going to have the screen with the Halloween clips, cause we had it
We
like,
talked
2
about, it
years ago, but not last year.
was cool, yeah,
It was better, yeah, it was cool when we had it.
cause light effects brought that.
Because like, say for example, last year,
Who brought
they were
the
playing
screen?
like.
Light effects
better,
brought that.
Like 10,000 times.
Light
like,
effects
no
brought a
other
screen with a
Halloween song.
projector.
Oh, I remember.
Another level of, I think, coolness, man, like.
It's like little clips.
How that, while you're
Oh,
walking around,
I had Gabby and Angie do a YouTube,
I
like,
still,
That was
we
like
need an entrance.
2021.
and it was great, then, until it started to rain, and then they had to put down
The screen.
the screen.
I saw there's a few things that we,
Right, the screen.
I went to, last year for Halloween, I went to an event in Naples. And they just so happened to have a Halloween event, and I went by there because my little cousins wanted to go. They did a thing where they got cones, traffic cones, painted them like witches,
That was awesome.
and put a witch hat on top of it, and it was like a ring toss on them. Then buckets, like
That was cool.
the orange buckets from Home Depot decorated and like ghost zombies, all these things, and it was like you stack them and you throw bean bags at it. Little things to
Like a
interact
fall
with people.
festival kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did that in the field, in the middle, like right in front of the stage, like different little games and stuff like that, so it's other, and that's something that we don't have to run, it's the people doing it, they were doing it themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Something for them to do, because once the kids get the candy and what else do they do, you know?
They hang out.
They hang out and that's something they could do.
We need to talk to Oscar already for food
Thank
trips,
you, I like that.
I'm sure he's gonna be on board.
Yeah. I
Uh,
gotta see if Oscar has a projector on a screen,
To do,
like one of those big.
He told me about the drones. They partnered up with a drones company and they.
Oh. so the problem with drones is we are in a flight zone,
Yeah, I mentioned it to him that it might be a problem because of that.
they wouldn't let us, cause you already have to get permission from the tower, and cause they tell you, oh, you have like 2 minutes before another plane comes, and you have to go back up. Like, for example, when we did the helicopter, they had to divert air traffic just for us to bring in the helicopter.
Hmm.
So it is a pain to do drones. We could try it. Why not? If Oscar, oh, you said Oscar has someone that does drones or drone shows?
We talked about it for Fourth of July too. The Fourth of July,
Oh.
before the actual event,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah,
That's
the
when
thing is,
it will happen and then.
yeah, unless they do it over there. They'd have to do it where they shoot off the fireworks from, because that's not in the flight zone. That's right outside
Yeah,
the flight
because
zone.
that thing they require an area to come out of and all that. So I think the park itself wouldn't be the place, would be somewhere close by.
Yeah, probably be
And
on
then
that,
visible
on that other
from-
side of
from the
the
park.
lake.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
like, drone show. We'll have to look into it, we'll plan more, but I just wanna get like the premise of what we wanna do. I don't know if Goldman wants to do the candy donation again.
Yeah.
Maybe HML can jump in, do it too.
How about, you know how we normally get 12 to 15 tents? And then we have the volunteers, you know, glam it up. What if we were to do some kind of sponsorship where you can end up having your logo for the company, you know, present? But you have to sponsor a tent and you have to bring your own cans.
So actually speaking about that, and that just brought up the idea that I talked about last year with the committee, which is the trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat, I was just thinking about it.
That would, in the parking lot. Right, where,
Because we don't use the
right in
parking
front of
lot,
Mary
so-
Collins,
Maybe
Yeah, I
for
know.
the smaller kids? And then-
everyone, it's a trunk or
It's a
treat.
trunk or treat.
I think we talked about you be part of the trunk or treat, $10 a car. You get to park there, you decorate your car, give out candy.
Yeah, and it's more like parent led, because it's their own.
I think that'd be cool. Or we could even do it in the parking, no, or we could, no, we can't park them in the park. If they wanna leave. Well, we have to make rules. You can't leave until that event's over.
Rob, yeah, a couple of years back, I don't know if you were working with the town or not. They did something where they allowed Jeeps to go into Veterans Park, the green area. It was something for a student in Barbara Woman that had committed suicide. So are you aware of that?
Oh, sorry, repeat that again, I was.
It was a student that had committed suicide several years back. I was still working with the city of Hialeah. And I myself put up a tent from city of Hialeah, you know, to be part of that. I thought that was, fantastic. You know, such a tragic event. And they ended up having some people that had Jeeps, like really, decked out Jeeps with, the big tires on it. They put them in the middle of the green space area. I was wondering if that was something that would be allowed as to what Brian is asking for
doing the trunk or treat in the middle of the park.
yeah.
I think as long as it's sanctioned by somebody, because every event that we have, there's always cars
In the
that have
park.
to come into the park and trucks.
As long as
and,
they don't get stuck.
as long as it's something that,
Means I cannot tell you what that area.
Why you always get stuck in the ground?
I got stuck once.
But that wasn't nice.
That was not mud.
I saw him book. Look at it.
We could, so the trunk or treat, we could either do it in the park. I think it might just get a little crowded with all the cars,
Yeah.
or we could keep it in the parking lot. Do it in the parking lot and then maybe have it in,
But the thing is, in the
The
parking lot, it's
grand
far
parking
away
lot,
from the
too.
event, it's like really far away.
So the other side of the humble.
The park event.
or we could do it where, start lining them up by where the bathrooms are, things like that, and that.
Could they
area.
do instead of a trunk or, could they do a tent or treat kind of a thing like that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you wanna do that, you can, but we could sell it as a sponsorship tier. So $200, this is just an example. I'm not saying that it is, let's say it's $200. And the $200 gets you, you spend that, we get you a tent and you supply your candy
But I think that's for,
with that money.
but I think that's for businesses. We're talking about residents getting involved.
Yeah.
I think,
No, I
I
like
still
the
think a
idea.
trunk or treat's gonna
I think
be
that's
super
trunk or
cool.
treat, yeah.
I like the
I think
idea.
you do it in
That's
the
a nice
middle, I think
idea.
you do it in the middle. of the
That's
Why
just
not?
But that's something we could start out, how like people do like tailgates, we can start out earlier. Than the event start time, like we can tell their people to come out at 3:30 AM, 4 PM, decorate, set up your tent with the family, big tail, they put music, speakers.
The thing is, they can't leave until after the event ends.
That's fine. Or whenever they run out of candy.
I'm a little, just to make sure, the trunk or treat that is being envisioned would charge money, you have to pay money to.
For your spot, yeah. It would be
If
like,
for your
$10,
family, let's say your family wants to have a tent at the event and give out candy to the kids.
Right.
let's say $10.
You pay 10, 20, 30 bucks, you register, and then you can have the Fernandez tent. And have your like,
But then the Halloween event is free.
yeah.
Halloween
This is for families who wanna have a tent
extra thing.
and they wanna give out candy and you
It's
can
like a little
decorate it.
tailgate area.
And it could be like a fun thing with the family, like, oh, let's set up our tent, we're gonna decorate a few tent and
Do
give
you
out.
think, that'll have?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Well,
At the elementary schools, they do that a lot,
Yeah,
the
they
schools do
They're
it, and the
packed,
parents
that's
show
right.
up and they pack. You know that area by the trees, by where the pavilions are back there, that's the
Fire
cars
central.
park there, and that's a little
Yeah,
bit
there's something
creepy,
about
but
that.
yeah,
That's
like,
where he got stuck.
oh, yeah, no.
We need them on the other side.
Yeah, no, on the other side.
So I think that'd be clear. Even if we do it in the parking lot, how many parking spots are in that parking lot?
At least 50.
You can get 50 cars in there, that's it.
You don't need to fill them all up,
You don't
you
have
sell
to
like
fill 'em
20
up.
cars, you can just sell 20 cars.
You can do 10 and 10 on one side of the lot, and you can do another 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you're looking at 40 vehicles.
Yeah.
That's not, you
It's
do a
$400.
snake, Itajucano ahí, kids get.
$400.
And then, like, for example, at these trunk or treats, they bring the fire truck, the fire department gives out candy, the police department will have their car out with their lights on, giving out candy
That's
from their
cute.
trunk. Things like that.
I like that.
When I went, Naples Fire Department brought out their hazmat truck, their giant hazmat
I
truck,
think that people.
and their brush trucks. which you never see, and they brought them out to this event. That's something that's-
I think the parking lot will be
It'd be
good.
the best, it's parking lot is the best place. I
It's
think if you
lit
do
up.
it in the grass, but some.
We can put another light out there too, so.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
It extends the event
The
out
event,
into
I
the
agree,
park,
I agree.
and the
And
whole,
they can start that early.
utilizing the
They can
whole
start that
park.
earlier. Are we gonna have all the pavilions?
Yeah.
Great, nobody's just not party.
We need to request a stage.
Yeah, that's not fine, right?
I think we're good for Halloween, no, yeah.
A big ups right here. This guy was able to get the stage. Maurice, thank you for that, man.
The question is, volunteer.
Volunteer showed up?
Yeah, we're gonna need to know how many volunteers.
600.
I'm okay with it. Hey, I remember that year. Ariana, were you there that year that we had this play school? We had 500 kids show up to volunteer.
Just bring all of each.
It felt like it.
and Goldman.
We had so many kids, we had our first meeting in town hall. They were outside.
That's it, yeah.
If you bring all of them, you're gonna get.
The one thing I spoke of, and I highly think that we should look at, consider it, not do it, consider it. I think we should do teams. You have a set of 50 that come in and do the setup. You have another 50 come in later on for the breakdown of the event. I think that that's a good idea. To have the kids there 6 hours,
12
7
hours?
You have
hours,
to remember, they're coming here for 100 hours.
that's fine.
I'm just saying.
But you can do it for less if you do 2 different shifts.
Yes.
Some kids, you could do less, and they don't have to get 100 hours, they could just come and get, you
And
know, I
then the
don't know,
ones
40
that want
hours.
to can stay the whole day
Exactly.
too, like.
Oh, you want
But
to
you
stay the whole
provide
day, Brian?
options.
All right, we'll
Provide
give you 80
options.
We'll
hours.
give you, yeah.
And you wanna stay half a day, you get 40 hours.
Exactly. Provide more options for
Then we
volunteers.
get more volunteers.
Yes, that'll be good.
Yeah, we'll get 300 in the setup and 300 for the breakdown, like you want.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
And we can finish in 5 minutes.
I think it's
we're good.
perfect.
I think we're good.
Again,
Miss
something
Solon
to
needs to
consider.
stay for the whole event this time.
She
Oh
will,
my
she
God.
will.
She called me out earlier. so.
Miss Soto,
I
right there, you're gonna stay the
I
whole time,
always
miss?
stay, I don't know what you're talking
So the
about.
before good.
That's the biggest line, right?
Bike rodeo, can we move on?
Yeah.
You know?
Anything else regarding Halloween or anywhere?
I think we're good.
Oh,
The most important.
our
thing is that-
decorations are dwindling lower and lower every year because they get older and break and nasty and.
What I'm sorry?
Our decorations and our costumes,
They're bad.
Oh, they're gross.
they're nasty.
They're very Halloween.
So we could do like,
They pick the day.
maybe we could do like a.
Have the volunteers bring in costumes or they don't get hours?
For extra
Yeah.
hours, for extra
Yeah,
what?
no, or you don't get hours if you don't bring in a costume, go buy a costume and bring it in.
Well, we have costumes left over from
We
like
do,
the drive from.
we have new ones.
Yeah, you did a USPA drive, we should have.
We have new ones. We
We
have,
How
have-
many do we have?
We could do
How
like
many
where,
do
we could, maybe we could put something out that we're taking in donations.
There's
for
23
costumes
I think, I don't know.
We're about to get.
And decorations.
yeah,
The decorations will go the fastest, those break easy.
unfortunately, but yeah, you're right.
We don't have, last year we had tents that had nothing in it. So we didn't have decorations. We're running out of decorations.
Are you sure?
All they have
Do
is
you
the
want,
cobwebs.
what if
and
we
that's
put
it.
like a box and then people can drop off Halloween costumes maybe here at town hall, I don't know, try to do like
I think people
Yeah.
would do it.
Would do it, if
Drop
they
off.
trying to get rid, I know like, when you have a little kid, they outgrow the costumes and you don't want, you know what to do with it.
Decorations.
Yeah, so maybe like a month or so before, you could have boxes around the town, you know.
That's
like,
not a bad
that
idea.
little
Put out a
thing,
flyer.
Trick or treat,
really
Halloween,
good
town.
And after.
You're welcome, right?
Yeah,
Because people don't want to put the stuff away, they rather.
Exactly, and keep it, keep those boxes there like a month after. Yeah. You're welcome, Brian, you're welcome. Bye.
I'm the one that said it, that came up with the idea, get the box out.
He is top notch, man. I love it.
Thank you, Ms. Soto, for all of you.
Bike rodeo, I think is the
Alright,
next.
I think we're good with Halloween, next is bike rodeo. We need to figure out what we wanna, or are we gonna do the same thing as last year? I think we were very
It's perfect,
successful.
I think bike rodeo.
Can we please bring back the dogs that bite people?
Dogs that are comfort dogs are much more.
We
Nobody
like
wants
the
to be
comfort dog.
bitten.
Can we please bring the adoption bus?
Tried, it was too late.
Try to adopt
Do it this
puppies,
time.
that would be
Animals
great.
here.
I'll take home a
That would be
puppy.
great.
Brian, this
Wait,
is a bike
hold on,
rodeo.
that's-
I don't remember who was you
We had the dogs there with
or
us.
Soto, Sergeant Soto, that mentioned it to
No.
do
What was like 12?
the ride. As at. Alright, so the event starts at 9. And it ends at 1. He said, don't do the ride from 8 AM to 9 AM, do the
Right,
ride,
inside, yeah.
within the
Yeah,
actual,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I
how
agree.
do you guys feel about that?
And can we go back to our roots of how we used to do our bike rides, maybe work with cultural affairs and instead of doing that little circle 50 times, do an actual bike ride? How we used to do it when we used to
Neighborhood
do it, or sorry, neighborhood improvement, when we did our bike rides weren't just there, our bike rides went through the town. Through those routes.
That would probably
Then that have to
be
be
earlier,
I don't have to.
So you're looking at an 8:30 to 9:30?
yeah. Yeah, earlier because it takes, consider.
We could have a food truck.
45 minutes is like a normal ride,
Mhm.
it's about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Usually what it takes.
That's not the issue. The issue is police presence. Can we get that?
If we do it ahead of time,
We can, but
Is there something we can do to make the bike ride more exciting? Like,
thank you, it's a
I'm not
circle.
trying to think outside of the box. Like, look, we've advertised bike rides in the past, remember, nobody showed up. If we weren't for the volunteers that year, what can we do? Let's say we're the youth activities committee. What can we do to make the bike ride something next level? What if it's like a bike ride scavenger hunt? What if it's like a bike ride something?
Yes.
You know what? I don't know what yet, but I'm just thinking, a bike ride
I'll
doesn't
put
sound
it
enticing.
for-
You're gonna ride bike. What is the, you get what I mean?
You're right, you're right.
Maybe a scavenger hunt or some type of challenge or some type of activity with the bike
Do they
ride.
get awards for rating the bike ride or no? Oh, there's no
No,
ride,
it's not a
there's no,
race.
it's not a race. Well, what if we make it a race?
What if it's like a Miami Lake scavenger hunt bike ride? And with police officers, we have a predetermined route with different stops and they stop at different places and they have to do a little puzzle and then at the end, they're like,
Safety, with safety, on safety.
and then whoever completes the
Correct.
puzzle gets a helmet or gets a trophy, a prize.
Yes.
I don't know,
it
I'm
would
just
be
trying to
cool
think.
in like
outside the
different
box.
spots in the town, maybe have like a little cone.
Like,
course
I just feel
somewhere,
like when you're talking
random,
to a family, oh, come to the bike
Wait,
ride.
Having like
Come to the
having like
scavenger hunt
a
bike
cone
ride.
course somewhere else, like not in the park, that you
food,
during the bike ride, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like that, the people want to eat.
But remember, that's a lot that we have to think about because you have to plan what's gonna happen and who's gonna man
have
each
kids.
stop,
Right.
who's gonna do all
Well,
that.
then we can
because-
Oh,
actually
we
just
can do that. I
volunteers, we
feel
can
like
get
maybe this could
volunteers.
be the thing that revives the bike road.
Yeah, but, and we get more kid volunteers.
That's why I
We
say
have no
work with
volunteers.
neighborhood improvement, I've been trying to work with them for years, and they tell me no every time. We've done it once.
Now,
or
remember,
twice.
for them, it's just a ride, like that, like
That's
a
fine.
45-minute ride with,
I like it, Maurice, I like the scavenger hunt.
Cause if I'm being honest, going in that circle is boring.
And if we get volunteers, they can plan those sections. They can plan those sections, so we don't have to do that. The
Like, I was
volunteers
saying,
can
you
do
could
it.
have like a little cone area, cone
You know.
course randomly somewhere in the town, wherever that bike. Ride is going, and they can go through their cone or whatever, something.
Can you give out things like, how you go to a Marlins game or something, they have like a gift for the day? Is there like a safety? Like something related to safety that could be given out to a sponsor can sponsor?
We do helmets.
But most people have.
Public safety comes up, they give out stuff too.
Maybe there's something we can do, and the scavenger hunt could be like with a QR code. Something, you could do something simple and that way everybody gets involved. Food trucks, have the food trucks been, like maybe have.
We can bring food trucks to this one, we should bring the food trucks again back to this one.
Yeah, like.
I'll have this guy come for.
Remember that the event, doesn't bring out that many people.
See, but we had a lot last year, no?
Mm-mm.
Not enough. to
Well, more than
bring
most
food
years,
trucks?
yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't have that many.
But food trucks does bring out people.
I was just thinking like a bike ride with a family.
I think what we should do is move the bike rodeo back to where it originally was in Main Street, and you have,
That would be great.
If
Next
we
to,
could get
next
the
to the farmer's
grams-
market there.
if we get the grams to jump in.
Try again, can you try again?
The autism one.
A parking lot there. Yeah.
The dragon, maybe next year won't be.
It's an empty parking lot.
Right.
Maybe next year, no, yeah, all the businesses are.
Years. what it is.
Maybe,
And it's
maybe
easier for
try
the
again.
businesses to come out.
Next to the
They don't wanna be
farmer's
back.
market, people can go over there. Yes. and it's right.
If we could have that area again, that was perfect, it was right in the middle.
Somebody
You
has
know, a
a-
bunch of people are gonna come to the farmer's market and are gonna jump over.
Yeah.
If anybody has pulled with
I'm getting the grounds.
the grams to give you the,
Yeah.
try Maurice, you're the next.
For the
week.
bike rodeo to do what, I'm sorry?
And move the
Let's see if we
bike.
can move it to Main Street so that we can go.
The bike rodeo.
The bike
To its
rodeo
original
on Main
place, that's
Street,
its original location.
And then that way.
So then we're not
Go to
cramped.
the farmer's market too.
Cause then we're not cramped in the little parking lot.
I'll give it another shot.
Give it another shot, just. to
Honestly,
hear.
this parking lot's bigger than the parking lot we use now. I'd rather do it.
Maureen's trying.
I was there one year, I was doing the kid ID stuff, and it was so packed,
Over
the
there.
bike rodeo there.
Yeah,
It was so
that was before the farmer's market happened.
Before the park.
I was there.
Before the farmer's market.
We even had it here one year and it was packed
Yeah.
in the parking lot here. It's bigger than Mary Collins parking lot. That's the thing, it's space.
And now with all the buildings here.
I would do
people
Energy
can
Mendez,
see it.
but
Let me go there.
Energy Mendez is out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know,
I
I'd
don't
rather do it
know.
at the park than at that place.
And it was hot.
Move to.
But yeah, I'd look into Main Street again and see if we could do it there because that's our original spot that we did it at and it was insane when we used to do it there.
But my question to you is, why do you wanna do it there? To do what?
One, it's more centralized in the town,
Okay.
a lot more centralized in the town. Easier for people to get there on their bike. Instead of riding through the main street, it's a little more closed off over there.
But a lot of people mostly drive to the place. I mean, that's how we've seen the.
But in
most
the
bike
past,
lanes.
a lot of people rode their bikes to that. Like,
Well, I don't know about that, but for the neighborhood improvement committee bike rides.
Yeah.
The majority of the people bring their
that's
cars.
fine too.
Right here.
But we have the farmer's market there too. So it just boosts the event in general. The whole point of this event is not for having a lot of people there. The whole point is to get the message about safety out to people. And I think having that, yeah, you need people there, so. And no offense, if it's a morning event, if you have the farmer's market that day, you're gonna lose everyone. Going to the farmer's market anyway. No, they're not gonna come from across back and forth to do so. So, we can get it back there.
I
then.
mean, yeah, I think it will help with getting folks out.
Is that space big enough to include what we had last year?
Yeah.
Helicopter.
We had the
Yeah,
helicopter, we used to have the helicopter, we had everything.
Okay.
Maureen says to
And-
pull some strings.
I have the same
School
problem.
boards, and maybe we can sell it too by saying, people are gonna come to that. Maybe some people that haven't been to the farmer's market, and then they'll also incorporate themselves into the farmer's market.
Well, that is the case, and we do get that blessing from, the Rams. There's no need to contact Oscar. Because that's what the farmers want,
Right.
is food.
Yeah, but we've never had food trucks at the farmer's market.
Correct.
It's just about, I mean, either, yeah, it's just,
And can we bring back what happened to the police bikes that used to do their demonstration too? The motorcycles?
Oh, the motorcycles, well,
We
the
used to do
town had 2 motor units that,
Well, we
For
request
the
them from
town.
the county.
yes. I haven't seen a demo in a long time, I don't know if they're still doing
That'd be cool. if it's
it,
okay.
because I haven't seen one in a long time. We used to have them at the parade too,
Mhm.
at the Veterans Day parade. I'll look into that because, yeah, I haven't seen in a long time, I don't think they're doing it.
No, if they do it, there's something cool, something extra to have at the event. The bike
Yeah,
and-
absolutely.
I think doing it at Main Street and combining it with this potential scavenger hunt can bring the bike rodeo, because it's been in this decline, and the council's been talking about getting rid of it.
Main Street's not
You know,
in good shape right now. We have-
This could bring it, like, our bike rodeo back up, I think.
I'll just suggest something, I think if it's here, we shouldn't even look at, a bike, an actual ride, because we can then focus more on that location.
Yeah,
To do things there.
Yeah.
There,
so the
yeah.
reason we did the bike ride in the first place on Mary Collins is because there's not really space to even ride your bike. We did it here at the parking lot, you could ride your bike, there were areas to ride your bike, there were things to do. Over here, no offense, Mary Collins, it's very small, I'd rather do it at Roberto Alonso. Or Royal Oaks Park, if I'm being honest, you have a bigger parking lot.
Okay. You guys, I'll do my thing, when he goes, I'll go
The problem with doing it at Mary Collins and Roberto Alonso is the fact that unless you know about the event, you're not just gonna stumble upon it. Like, who's randomly gonna go to Roberto Alonso on a Saturday?
And it's the
like,
same with Mary Collins,
you
you
know,
come to the
no,
back.
unless that's why we struggle, because nobody really wants to come. Main Street, they walk past, they see it, they join in, versus, these are more places that are more secluded. So, yeah, I mean, ideally it would be Main.
No, but let's give it a shot. Just know that, if we get the okay. we're gonna have to work on something soon.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It was backboarding again, so.
September.
I think that'd be fine. I
Yeah,
think-
do we have a date already?
We do not.
Don't we have to make the budget?
We don't.
Yeah, it's the next time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
We haven't come up with a date this year, for this year.
Wasn't it like September 14th, or was that like? a year?
I think it was later in the day, in that month. It wasn't September,
I
but.
think we
it was
set a
later in the month.
didn't we set a date for every event already?
Didn't we have to?
Yeah.
Yes,
I know that I
remember the
have a
town
bunch of
forced us
dates.
to make a date already for everything.
I think it was the same day as the mayor's gala.
Oh, wait, I may have it in my calendar. September.
I don't have any.
Well, you said it was gonna be in the morning, so it
That's
didn't
right,
matter.
that's right, that's right. It was.
We gave all those dates and I don't know where they are.
Was it this
We
year?
did, or not? It's not.
Is that what-
No, that was last year. I remember having a screenshot, but I don't think we have it.
But everyone's okay before Ernie does all the work, at least to move it back to Main
Yeah,
Street?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
September 28th, is that?
Yeah, cause we used to serve hot dogs and everything. I remember them. I was younger too. And when I first joined the committee, it was still,
Do we have a hot dog machine? One of those things?
the Kiwanis used to do it.
The Kawhi, yo.
They
We
used
can
to
get the
bring- they used to
Kiwanis.
bring grills.
We can get.
Angelica and I have the contact of the president.
Contacts, yeah.
Of Miami Lakes, and they're trying to get more active again.
Oh.
So that's, I'm gonna talk to him, Angelica and I have.
The thing is, are
We
they
can
gonna
talk to
allow
like
us
people.
to give out the self
Is he
there with
good?
the farmers?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll need to.
The
And
school-
know,
it's
because it's a
in
farmer's
el otro,
market
en la
there.
It's a school
en
fund.
Allen.
Yeah,
3 weeks, bro.
and that's another way to tell you, look, people are gonna be able to
Okay.
eat. You know.
Angelica and I are gonna be with that guy all weekend from the Kiwanis, so we're gonna ask him if maybe they wanna come and grill some hot dogs and do something.
They used to do hot dogs, burgers,
Yeah, I think they'll do it. I think they'll-
pizza, they sold food.
Okay, last year it was Saturday,
September
September
23rd.
23rd.
And the year before was the
So we can do
24th.
the 28th.
21st or 28th?
Yeah.
So
Either.
I would think,
The farther away from Halloween, the better.
So 20.
No, the
The
farther.
21st.
Oh my god.
just remember,
Do the 14th.
I
Temp-
said 14.
remember
I
temperature.
swear. I
Yeah, yeah,
said
the later the
14.
better, and that's.
yeah,
So September
Then
28th.
Oh, maybe.
I do the 14th. And remember, there's a lot of
No.
tree coverage. there,
Too
too.
hot.
I hope so.
For the 21st?
Yeah, yeah.
September 14th was not-
Oh, September 14th.
I do September 14th.
I say we do like the
No,
21st, the
The
20th.
21st.
let's do the 21st.
Let's do the 21st.
21st?
I will be there.
Oh, pero que es.
I'm going around it, that's my own.
Right.
Brian's girlfriend must be like.
I show up for
Happy birthday to the last
Yeah, you can't say anything wrong about it.
I missed one event in like 10 years and they're giving me crap.
And now you're missing a second one. No.
No, third.
Third, it's like a
If you
third
guys wanna
one.
do the 21st, I'm doing the 21st.
3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, I don't know about some people.
The 21st or 28th?
You guys, hey, you put it up for vote, bro.
Let's do the 28th. So
28th,
everyone's there,
Everyone's
right?
there, 28th. Okay, so I motion for it to be the 28th.
Yes.
I'll
Second.
second.
Wait, go to October real quick, when is the,
We falls on a Thursday, the 31st.
Halloween falls on a
So we're gonna go-
26.
So it's a month out.
A month out,
Yeah.
that's fine. Plus, there's
So
one
then are we
other now,
doing-
so we're.
Is the Halloween event then November 2nd? Or are we doing it the weekend before?
Weekend.
Oh, it's 26th.
Oh, the 26th.
Okay,
Never
so
do it
September
after because the
28th.
people lose
My
interest.
goodness.
And the only way that our event for Halloween, by the way, would land on Halloween night is if we cancel for some reason on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Then it would turn into the Halloween night, so get ready to work,
December 20th.
because I've done it before, where we canceled the event last minute
So what?
and moved it because of rain,
Oh. Hopefully, not hopefully, it's not gonna be.
because of a hurricane.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
I remember the hurricane once.
Keep positive. Okay, September 28th, yeah.
So September, we have a motion and a second, any discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Dora, can you start contacting these people? Do you have contact with?
Absolutely, and I'll start now to make sure we can get.
September 28th, yeah?
This weekend,
September 28th.
yeah.
So we should be good on bike rodeo.
And Halloween is what, October what?
October 26th.
27, no, 26. yeah.
26th.
What time do we want the bike rodeo to start?
That's the
So no bike ride,
Do
right?
we wanna make it more?
Oh,
like-
depending on where.
It's all gonna depend on the place, it's all gonna depend on.
We
the
can have
place.
it over
If
here.
it's on Main
So,
Street,
so
no,
if it's in Main Street, no bike
but if
ride.
it's on Mary and Collins, then yes.
Okay, so then let's do
10 to 1.
Main Street from 10 to 1. If it happens to be over here, we'll do 9 to 1.
Yeah.
Cause we will incorporate.
I didn't even do over here, 10 to 2, honestly. Cause if we have the hot dogs and all that
Sure.
stuff, with lunch and what time does the farmer's market end?
All day.
Then just later in the.
I think it's like
Yeah, so
5
we
PM.
can do like till 2:30, something like that. It's not gonna be as hot here in Main Street, cause we have the tree cover.
Yeah, all right.
Makes life easier.
10 to 2 PM. is at Main Street. And then what? 9 to what?
9
To 1?
9 to 1 if it's better.
Yeah.
And we can, you know, what are they called? The tricksters?
Tricksters.
The BMX.
The
BMX,
BMX tricksters, we can have the times. And then we can, they're gonna perform at 11. We can go to the farmer's market. Guys, at 11, we're gonna have a performance, come over, you know, route people up and then get them over there.
Make it worth our money.
hopefully they'll say yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. Alright, move on to 11, which is the budget. Ernie was there. The reason I put it on here is because they have told us that we need to start working on our budgets. Like ASAP. So I don't know if we have to approve it today, but at least start getting ideas of what we wanna do. Like, do we know when the budget has to be in, a request?
No,
Like sometimes.
yeah, I should, yeah, by September.
No, our request, that's when they approve it
Oh,
in
okay.
September.
No, they'll be approved and.
In October, the fiscal year.
No, we don't have until September to turn it into them.
Can we postpone that to next meeting?
Let me find out.
They told me 3 meetings ago to start planning at the meeting after.
Well, can I do it?
I think, were you there, Amador, for that, at the committee chair meeting? Where they told us to start planning our budgets already,
Oh, yeah.
like 3 meetings ago? So we're gonna start working on this ASAP, and now it shouldn't be that hard since we don't have as many events.
Let's do it.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? Start this, you know.
So.
How much are we gonna do for the ice cream store? 5,000.
How's that figure?
This- So we have Halloween, bike rodeo, spring fling. Here's the question, because of recent declines in attendance, do we want to continue the movies at the park? It's no longer September because everyone has Netflix.
That's like-
Christmas.
I think
Yeah.
that was
Good, that one day, that one time in December.
The idea,
Make it,
the idea for the,
I
so
agree.
that's the thing, the idea for September was not to do a movie night. It was more of a festival
But let's
type.
keep it moving, you know, a holiday welcoming.
A holiday, the holiday.
Holiday season
party,
welcome.
a holiday
So that-
theme.
Which we actually have a line item for that.
We was at the park,
It's a double movie for like kids and then for like teens and adults.
Like 2 movies in one day.
Yeah, because they have offered that.
Like they
because
say
have
one
met
starting
that.
at like 6 and
We have to
the ones
remember,
that are
if
later.
we're playing a movie, it's really hard when we have food trucks there, we have all these things.
I say just keep the movies at the park because then once we start changing and adding events, the council gets upset and they don't approve anything. So let's just.
The council was the ones that told me to get rid of it.
And then when we presented 3 budgets and they denied all 3 of them in the past 3 years.
Remember, we get rid of movies at the park, they turned it.
Holiday theme, holiday.
I would
theme.
just decrease the
Light up a
budget,
Christmas tree at least.
just call it movies at the park because they're already used to it. Decrease the budget amount and then increase the budget amount for Halloween.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Technically, and then whatever we don't need for Halloween, we can move.
Austin Stores had a thing and they're
Oh my-
laying up their.
What?
Why are we not?
This is crazy, but you put more money to it, let's say Halloween, because Halloween is one of the events that's very low budgeted for some reason. What you do is, and this is how other committees, I've seen do it before, it's risky, but it can work. Is you put more money towards, for example, your big event, which is for us is Halloween and Spring Fling. Spring Fling, I think is okay with the budget it has. But for Halloween, for example, which we struggle every year with, is putting more money towards Halloween, less money towards, let's say,
How much do we have on movies right now?
What's our
I
current?
think we have
budget?
like $10,000 on movies.
No way. How much is our Halloween movie?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's.
Halloween is.
Where's
What's
our
our
budget?
budget?
Somebody has our budget, like in a file somewhere?
I
Nobody
have it
knows what
somewhere in my
is, but
email.
if-
I think it's like 36 something.
Budget. Let's
It's
take
a
a-
bunch. Let's start with that, and then we know how to play
Or we
around
can do
numbers.
$0 for movies at the park and get it sponsored.
Oh, interesting.
Remember that
Good idea.
Oscar, all he wants is a space. You're gonna tell him, hey, we're gonna give you that space for that night, we wanna do the movie thing, bring whatever you want to the park,
Pay for the movie.
and he'll bring it, he'll probably pay for the movie, he'll probably have the movie and everything, he'll do
No,
the whole
let's
thing,
talk to him, let's talk to him.
cause that's what he wants,
The space.
the space,
The space.
for them to be able to come out.
We can zero that line item and put it towards Halloween.
Or maybe just make it like $100 budget or something, like really
Or
small.
1,000. it's really not-
No, not even that, like, okay, 500.
We need our current budget.
500. No, leave it at zero, I think you should do it at zero.
I don't think we could.
We've had a few $0 budget events that have been very successful in the past.
7,500.
It's current movies.
You do search.
And how much is current
Put
Halloween?
it towards Halloween, okay, right?
So why don't you increase
To
Halloween
20.
to 20 and leave movies at 2.5? That's enough for
What's our
one
total
movie.
budget? I'm sorry, what's our total budget that we have?
Just
to
one
pay?
movie?
Yeah, let's do one Christmas movie.
Fine, do we have money?
Okay,
total?
yeah.
Well, remember, we might need, I would say put it at $1,000, move all that money to Halloween.
No. The leave
Well,
2.5.
Here's
We
the,
need-
we need
so we
somewhere,
can go movie.
we need somewhere between 2.5 and 3 to have a decent
Let's do
show.
we make it 20 for Halloween.
So make 20 for Halloween, 2.5 for
5,000 makes
movies.
a difference.
And that way we just do, cause I agree, it's not worth doing the 3 movies. Doing the 3 movies is not worth it, cause we just haven't had the turnout.
How
We
much
can
is
just
it?
dedicate ourselves to doing one big movie in December.
Yeah,
And that was-
which by the way, the town is super on board with. The town manager loves it, all the liaisons from the other committees love it. To do a holiday festival, I think that's what they call it.
Festival,
They
we'll
said
come up
something-
with a name, we'll come up with a name.
There was one name that they said not to use.
Yeah, you can't use Christmas, I know that.
No,
And the
it was like
festival, holiday
farmers
festival.
or farmers market or something.
We'll
like that.
figure it out.
It wasn't about Christmas,
And
at all. Some, they want us to do like that festival thing, and we could also invite other committees out too.
what's our total budget? I'm sorry, Brian, where are you?
Say like 40.
Somebody give me a number.
Around
It's
40, I always go higher, you go big or go
So
home.
40, you're,
For the past few years, we've asked for like
60.
half a mil and then they come back and.
how much is my rodeo? How much is my rodeo? How much is my rodeo? How much is my?
So, 2.5 for movies at the park.
So 20K for.
Halloween.
Halloween.
I would keep our budget the same. Historically, the council has not increased any committee's budget in the
They're not,
last.
they're not going to.
They have
They're not
If they
going
don't want
to.
Yeah,
They're not going to.
but we can move around our funds.
Right, so let's just keep it at the same dollar amount, let's just allocate more to Halloween and less to movies.
The reason I say more to Halloween is at the end of the day, whatever we don't, let's say we don't lose money for Halloween, because if we get sponsors, all that money for sponsorship is used first.
Yeah.
So let's say we get 20K in sponsors, let's just say that, we still have 20K left to use for Halloween. We can move all that money towards the other events.
So you just, what Maureen's is saying, just propose the budget pretty much the same, just allocate a little bit more to Halloween, that's to movies, and then,
And that's it.
then you move the funds around as needed.
Yeah, make a motion, that'd be great.
And I'd say it's always good to go higher too, because the higher you go, then we might actually get more. Because sometimes when you put the same thing, they might lower your budget.
But they've never increased your.
But
budget.
I've been in that situation where they lowered our budget, because we used to have a $60,000 budget, and they lowered us by 20, because we asked for 60K again. Because when you don't ask for more, that means that you don't need more money, so maybe you could do with less money.
Yeah, that's for 80, I don't know.
I'm okay with asking for 50. We asked for 50 last year.
Okay, we agree with you.
And what did we ask the year before, like 60,
60, yeah.
and they came back and they said, oh, you're getting 40.
Exactly what they said.
I'm okay with asking for 50.
Well,
Why not ask for 50? It doesn't hurt to ask for 50. They might actually say yes.
I just feel like, because what they usually do is when they see that, they say, no, keep the budget as is. And then our internal allocations aren't gonna be met. So I'd rather them just see it's the same dollar amount and approve it, then they see us propose 60, or just keep their budget the
Last year,
same.
even the people that did the same budget didn't, they got the budget the same as last year with the same line items. For some reason, they don't even look at the line items we're proposing. So, because apparently on our line items, we still have things from like 20 years ago.
We don't have to vote on this thing, so.
But I do wanna get an idea, so when we come into vote. we
So how
have-
much your sprinkling?
So,
Just everything the same?
what do we have for strengthening last?
75,000.
7,500.
And what do we have for bike?
3,
And then we have.
5,000.
Which we don't, I think, you're gonna have to, we don't want, we spent a little more than. A little more than 3,000. Per bike.
For the youth award?
100, bro. 200.
200. How much for we have a job fair on them, don't we?
No, we got.
No,
we got
I
rid of
approved it last
So,
year.
because this is an audit.
Yeah. Well, Ernie, can you bring us back for the main meeting, a copy of our budget,
Yes.
just so we can work on it?
Yeah.
And that way we don't have to, you know, I feel like that was.
Wait, no, for that, it's not 8:30 yet.
FYI, next meeting
Mhm.
lands on the 17th of May, if I'm not mistaken.
No, holiday, it should be a holiday. I
May
think it's a
15th,
holiday.
May 15th, okay.
Mm.
There is a end of the year recital. I cannot be at this meeting,
And
so.
moving the meeting,
Oh, perfect. Then
because I'm not dealing with another liaison.
We cannot have a different meeting.
No, don't worry, because,
Because I think the last time we did.
There
a
was-
budget-
Yeah.
We all got into a fight.
We can't.
We can have that.
to move it.
We need
Yeah,
you,
but
we need you.
We need you, Ernie,
So-
so.
Are you
Ernie, so
okay
June,
with-
I think we just skip
Can we
May.
do May 8th?
Let's skip June, let's put June. No, we don't need May, May's, you know.
I usually cancel the summer.
Cinco de-
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't July.
So
Yeah,
July
why
one-
would we cancel June?
July should be
June.
good. I think June is July.
We don't cancel July.
Can we do
We cancel June.
May.
Actually, no, we don't cancel June, we cancel July and we cancel August.
Can we do May 8th?
I think it should be June.
How do we feel
Wait, why
about,
would we cancel August?
how do we feel about?
August is full, yeah, no. Let's keep July and August.
We usually do July and
And
August.
let's add June to that.
The thing is, skipping August conflicts a little bit with bike rodeo.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We'll go on a case by case basis.
I will cancel it as see fit, as the chair, as the chair.
Okay, so it's-
By the way, the chair does that.
May
Yeah.
8th,
I will let you guys.
May 8th.
If I wanna call it in the middle of July, I'll let you.
Just not July 25th.
Guys, how do you feel about May 8th? Can we do May 8th?
No.
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 AP.
Oh, they have
Yeah,
an
yeah,
exam,
yeah.
these kids have AP tests, they
No.
can't do it. How about the 22nd, we can do it after?
Yeah.
22nd after.
May 22nd.
May 22nd?
So y'all can do it.
Unless you guys wanna go, unless you
Where
guys
are you
wanna,
gonna be? Where, no, you can't, we got school, it's just,
It's a workshop where I.
unless you guys, hold on, unless you guys wanna do it on the same week.
Or we can do it May 29th, because there's 4 Wednesdays in May.
that's graduation. first.
That's the
May
same.
Listen,
5,
May
sorry.
29th, no, the morning.
Guys, listen, May 15th is the date that I cannot go.
We can do it Thursday.
We could do it on a Monday or a Tuesday or on a Thursday.
Oh.
Let's do it the May 14th.
No, I can't do it on the 14th, that's council meeting.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think May 20th.
We've done it
The
on
next day, yeah, the
No, no.
16th, it looks like it's open.
We do 16.
yeah. Let's do it.
May 16th, everybody?
Can it be
May
late
16th?
though? May 6th,
What?
We're
What
in
is
about
that?
seven.
Start at 7.
Well, I know, but usually when we move the weekday, it's always like a 5 p.m.
Yeah, I don't know, 7. So
Yeah,
maybe
another
another,
committee
everybody okay with it, but what if another?
Or the next, the following, week. I'm gonna report it, you guys decide.
Oh,
No, but we have to have it with you, Ernie. We can't have it with-
No, I'll be there.
So we should do this another committee meeting or like?
Do we have a way of knowing? No, okay, May 7, May 16th, it is, May 16th at 7 p.m. May 16th. Yeah.
Yeah, summer. When I had one or both meetings, Tuesday and summer, we had time earlier, right, because it's schooled up. So we can't afford to do it earlier, no?
No, there you go.
Okay, so.
Just, I don't want to remember.
Well, obviously, we have to consider people working. so.
Of course.
Okay. Any announcements? Maurice, I know you have one, Dale.
No,
What was it?
No, I think it's good.
Right, so you just got elected to something like that.
yes, I was just elected student advisor for the school board of
You're not
Miami County. Very big deal. I got my little cubicle downtown and representing 330,000 students on the school board.
Oh,
Nice.
So I'm super excited about that. Thank you,
You
guys.
can't leave us.
Are you looking?
Yeah.
Don't leave us, please.
No,
For money.
I know.
Any other announcements, anyone? Ariana, I know you had something. You were here last.
Oh yeah, I was at the conference as a mentor in training this time. So I'm looking forward to attending the Latitude event, which is coming up also in September as a mentor. So,
Awesome.
Good job.
Over there, and Angelica, you're gonna know who Bob Graham
Thank you
She
very
knows
much,
now.
Brian. I now know who Bob Graham is.
is. Anyone else have any announcements? No?
Great.
No? All right. Okay, so there's no more announcements. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, motion.
Second.
Adjourn at 8:22.
Thank you.
Get ready because budget meetings take 3 hours.
That